Hello everyone, my name is Ogenete Gio Mamogo and you are welcome to HCM Academy. Now if you are new to my channel, kindly hit the subscription button below, also like, share and of course avail yourself with the lesson that you left behind. So in today's class, we're going to be continuing our previous lesson under actually base and form. But for the purpose of this lesson, we're going to be focusing on what base. Now, if you are yet to watch my previous videos, actually, please check that out in our channel. It's titled Acid Base and Talks for focus on acid. Okay. But first, let's move on to what we have for today. What is a base? Now, a base has been defined as a basic hydroxide, which is soluble in water. So a base is a basic hydroxide, which is soluble in water. When we say hydroxide, we're talking about the OH ion, the OH for the atomic group. Okay, so a base is a basic hydroxide, which is soluble in water. But another definition can be that a base is a substance or any substance which when reacted with an acid forms salt and water as the only product. So a base can be defined as any substance which when reacted with an acid forms salt and water as the only product. Remember in our previous class we talked about what we call neutralization reaction. And I told you guys that the neutralization reaction is a reaction in which what an acid and a base react, they form salt and water. So that's how you can also define a base. That is the definition. So what are the examples of a base? We have NaOH, we have CaCO3, we have KOH. These are examples of what base. Then other types of base, we have what we call strong base and a weak base. Just the same way we have strong acid and a weak acid. So we have strong base and weak base. And what is a strong base? Now, a strong base can be defined as a substance which is capable of receiving an electron from a weak acid. So a strong base can be defined as a compound which has the ability to remove a proton from a weak acid. So it has the ability to what? Remove a proton, that is accept a proton from a weak acid. And examples of your strong acid are your NaOH, your KOH, etc. So those are your what? Strong acids. Remember, we said that. Please take note. Another definition of an acid or a base is that a base can be referred to as a proton acceptor. Remember, we said that an acid is a proton donor, but a base is a proton acceptor. That is the ability to withdraw or accept electrons, okay, or protons. So please take note of that key difference. So we just talked about a strong base. I said a strong base is a compound that is capable of what? Removing a proton from a weak acid. And I gave you the types NaOH, KOH, etc. Now, for your weak base, a weak base is a compound which has partial dissociation in water. So it has partial dissociation in water, meaning that it dissociates or ionizes partially in water. An example of your weak base include zinc hydroxide, ammonia, water, etc. So these are your examples of what weak base. I hope you understand. But moving on, we have properties of the base. So we have both physical and chemical properties. But what are the physical properties of the base? So first things first, under physical properties, under the pH scale, we know that base is higher up. So the pH scale is from 0 to 14. Your acids are between 6 below, that is 6 to 0 backward, while your base is from 8 to 14. 7 is what? Neutral. So on the pH scale, your base range from 8 to 14. So that's the first property. Then number 2, it has the ability to turn red litmus paper blue. Remember, litmus paper is an indicator used in a laboratory to test for acid or base. Now, it will turn a red litmus paper blue. Then another property of a base is that it is bitter in taste. Remember, we said acids are sour, but for your base, they are bitter in what? Taste. Then another property of a base is that it is slippery to touch. Okay, it is slippery to touch. So these are some of the physical properties of base. We have more, so much more. But for the purpose of this lesson, these are the ones I'm going to be giving. Please, if you have other uses I didn't mention in this video, drop it in the comment section below. Also, if you have questions Also let me know in the comment section below. So, but that is that for physical properties. Now, when we're talking about chemical properties, base has the ability to react with an acid. I already explained this before in previous lesson under acid. Please, if you are yet to watch that video, kindly check that out in my channel. Okay, but base has the ability to react with an acid, and whenever a base reacts with an acid, salt and water is formed. This is what we call a neutralization reaction. So that is the first chemical property of a base. The second chemical property of a base is that it reacts with ammonium salt. And whenever a base reacts with ammonium salt, ammonia gas is given off as a product. So I'm going to be drawing the equation on illustrating the equation on the board. We have calcium hydroxide, which is a base, reacting with ammonium chloride, which is a salt. And I told you that whenever a base reacts with ammonium salt, the product formed or given off is ammonia gas. So these are some of the chemical properties of a base. I just talked about reaction with an acid. I'm talking about reaction with ammonium salt. But there are other chemical properties of a base. Base also reacts with metallic salt. So, for example, CuSO4 reacting with NaOH, and your product will be Na2SO4 plus water or CuOH2. Okay, so plus CuOH. So whenever, like I said, whenever a base reacts with a metal or a metallic salt, your product will be Na2SO4. This for the case of this reaction, and CuOH2, which is your copper hydroxide. Okay, so copper sulfate reacting with NaOH will give you sodium sulfate and copper hydroxide. So these are just some of the chemical properties of a base. Okay, so but for the uses of a base, we talked about the slippery feel that base has. Okay, so one of the uses of base is that sodium hydroxide, which is a base, is used in making of soap. Okay, so sodium hydroxide is used to make soap. Then we also have magnesium hydroxide, which is used to neutralize acids in the stomach caused by hydrochloric acid. Okay, then we have aluminum hydroxide, which is useful as a bleaching agent. So there are so many uses of base. Okay, so there's so many uses. Please on your own, take out time, go through your textbooks, make research on other uses of base. Also, if you have some, can also let me know in the comment section below. But lastly, there's no way we can talk about base without defining or explaining saponification reaction. Okay, so what is saponification reaction? Saponification reaction is a reaction in which an alkali reacts with an ester to form soap and water. Saponification is the process of soap making. In summary, it's the process of what making soap. Okay, so please, like I said, any questions you have, let me know in the comment section below. If you have enjoyed this class, please give me a thumbs up in the comment section below. Subscribe if you're yet to do so, so as to be made aware whenever videos are being uploaded. Till next class, I remain your tutor, Ogeneti Jiromamogo. Have a wonderful day.